G'day, this is Captainoob, and I've got one question. Can you solve a colossal problem with a radium rifle? There's a couple of things I want to speak about first. Obviously, yes, we can, and you'll see that very easily, but one of the bigger questions is, what is a radium rifle? And if you're not familiar with it, it's this thing. You don't see players running around with this thing because at this moment, and it's been like this since the very beginning of the game, it is so hard to find mods for these things. Using the standard method of just crafting them on a workbench just to scrap them to learn the mods, not a very effective task. And I think the data miners figured out that it uses the same unlock chances as armor, and if you've ever created a bunch of level 1 pieces of leather armor, which you can get back for free if you've got Scrapper, and crafted like 50 of them and then scrapped all 50 and you get like 2 mods out of it. Basically like that. So using that method uses a lot of materials. Also, another thing is, I've mentioned this a few times, but it bears repeating because it's stupid. This thing is obviously a asset flip from Far Harbor, right? It was used by the children of Adam. It's a Volkssturmgewehr. It's like one of those last-ditch German military in World War II to get some guns out there because they're running out of resources. That somehow made it to Maine and somehow got into the children of Adam, which are like a radiation cult, which is why this thing fires the extra radiation. I don't know where the radium comes. It looks like it's made of steel, and you actually need radium to make it. But it makes no sense because there's no radiation cult around. Give the game 2 centuries and they'll be there. But, you know, we're not going to be seeing them in this game ever. So this is here for basically no reason. That's kind of it. But we've got some cool legendary effects on it. So we've got anti-armor, stacks well with tank killer. Just basically trying to get through as much of Earl's resistances as you can, because we don't have a ton of damage here, because compared to a fixer and a handmade, this thing does less damage. Is it on par with a combat rifle? I think it was back in Fallout 4. I'm not actually sure. I haven't looked into this thing all that much, simply because it's just not a thing that people use because they can't get it. Or they can't get the parts they need to actually make it usable, so why would you? We've also got a tweaked receiver on this that goes well with the double lucky prefixes. Sorry, not prefixes. Tertiary and secondary legendary effects in that order specifically. That's good for making as many criticals. But the main thing we're doing here for damage today is going Tenderizer, taking one for the team, and follow through, and using a shotgun to give myself 40% for Tenderizer, because that stacks 4 times, because Bethesda coding even. And if I let him hit me, that's 40% more for 10 seconds, and obviously the sneak attack crits are easier to get with any suppressed weapon, which if you notice, there was one on my Radium Rifle. Got Critical Savvy, better criticals for keeping the criticals coming quicker and making them better. Obviously that synergizes well with the part setup on the gun and other things in my build. Got Sneak, got Mr. Sandman, Covert Operative. They're all for getting the good sneak criticals. Gunfill is there for cleaning out mobs that might get in my way. I've sacrificed 1 point of adrenaline to fund the Enforcer thing, but that's okay because we're only losing 6% additive, so it's basically nothing, so we can let that go. Nerd Rage going to be down there. Field Surgeons for getting those cheeky little stim packs so he can't kill me. And all unyielding gear, unyielding in fact, and they've all got AP refresh. Funnily enough, I can't scroll through, like, I go to the storage keys right after this. I can't scroll through my armor like this anymore. It always goes into weird things, and it cycles between completely different items. That's a new bug, by the way, so that's cool. It's always nice to see Bethesda moving forward. Anyways, that's what we're going to be using. Let's get into it. Alright, we're on no time to talk about it because I left it a little bit too late. Let's not use the criticals just yet. We'll use them in a second, don't you worry. It's going to be awesome when I do use it. So, yeah, this thing, let me see with Stealth Command doing, just against the first couple of dudes, it's going to do pretty well. So what we'll do is we'll stack Tenderizer and then follow through, and we'll go for our first little streak against this guy, because I don't know, for some reason he just sort of stands still whilst you're doing this, whilst he's sort of doing that. That's kind of weird actually, but it is what it is. And we'll find the head. That's the, not the shotgun. I mean, that is the shotgun. And with that, and that's our bonus damage from taking one for the team. So that should net me some extra criticals. Some extra, not actually extra criticals, but, you know, like extra damage. I think the main problem here is going just to be ammo capacity. Looking back, probably should have installed a mag that's got a little bit more capacity than just this. But, okay, he's on the move again. He's engaging us at point blank range here, and it seems to be working good enough for him. I don't know what sort of pinned him there for the last couple of tries that I did this, but my goodness, that's a lot. That's a lot of Wendigos. You know what? I'm going to kill him. I'm going to take this opportunity, because why not? Now, I think I've got me the asbestos line thing on, so that's good. And now, we can get started on this guy again. Only one of his legs is disabled, but that's okay. Him standing there. Oh, wait, no, he's not moving. I guess he didn't feel like moving anymore. He's probably waiting for the mutation to happen. But the criticals, they're doing a lot of good work here. 200 and something damage, 203 maybe. And yeah, when Tenderizer kicks in, then we get into some good stuff. I think a lot of that, or a little bit of that, can be attributed to having the extra adrenaline. That was pretty nice. There we go. There's follow through active. Just didn't activate Tenderizer all the way. Need follow through. Take one for the team. Tenderizer all the way up. And with that, we get 206. That's not bad. And this is going to be a very quick kill. So, I mean, it's kind of obvious to me that it would be, but, you know, people wanted to see it. A lesser used weapon. And he's going straight back into the drill again. I was thinking about it. He backed into it, found the wall, decided to not give in to his temptations there. And now everything on him is crippled that's important, so we'll just shoot him. So that's 196 now. We'll let him hit us again. We can take the hits because tanky. There we go. That's our hits. And now, seeing 196. Right. Maybe I'm not activating it properly. Let's go over to this again. Alright, that's 2. There we go, 224. Probably not going to get a lot more than that, but 224 is certainly higher than 203. Not by a massive margin, but we have to account for a lot of the damage reduction that we get out of this fella. So I suppose that in and of itself is pretty good. But, you know, this might be something that I choose to do. And since I've got a vampires thing... Hello, over here, dickhead. There we go. So that's 1 and 2. There we go, 222. Not bad. And we get that for another 10 seconds. I think it's already gone because it's dropped back below 200 now. But that's pretty good. We're seeming to push this Radium Rifle to a very favorable position here. We'll try to get it under a 5-minute kill, which I would think to be a satisfying performance by this. I think the shotgun got quicker, but again, that might be because we're just stacking Tenderizer and getting that extra 40% every time. Who knows, right? If he hits us again, so be it. Don't think you'll get it. Let's pop the shotgun again. Come on. I want you to do it. I want you to do it. Hit me. Thank you. Alright, we're playing very high risk here, but it paid off for like 2 seconds. I think waiting for him to hit me, it just sort of wastes time. It's a nice little bonus to have, and a little bit of an experiment to using this. Because Tia posted that very cool video, which I will attempt to link if I remember. But, you know, using that and a bunch of these critical things, that seems to have done really well there. And that's about it for Earl today. Didn't put up much of a fight. At least he fought himself. The strongest battle was from within today, because he's got to fight his urges to sit on the drill. And we get his corpse dancing for a second there. Let him go. He's trying to cut a jig over here. Oh, there goes one of his heads. That's a shame. Can you do that to all of his heads? You can. Well, that one fell off for no reason. I didn't even shoot that. Was that the last thing I shot? No, I was shooting at the middle head. Anyways, I'm wasting time here. I'll see you back in a different universe. Ah, look at the weather. Isn't it nice today? And I know the view metrics, people generally don't watch to the end of the video, so leaving a cool Easter egg at the end of it, I think is a good thing. So there you have it. Radium Rifle. Obviously, Stealth Commando is going to do that very quickly. Not as quickly as the shotgun. Maybe if I were to do the shotgun again, I would equip taking one for the team just so I could tank a few hits just to see how far I could push it. But, you know, getting that extra multiplicative damage, I feel like Bethesda are going to nerf that at some point. A, because they love to nerf stuff, and B, because it just makes you play in the stupidest way possible, actually trying to take the hits from something. And although that's funnily enough gonna counter bloodied builds to an extent, I did that all at Nerd Rage Threshold and had enough endurance and enough resistance to actually not get one-shotted by him. So as long as you're careful, you can totally pull it off. So I guess in a way that's a little bit more risk, more reward there. So that's kind of cool, right? And now we're at a beach, and some of my followers are just sort of vibing around there because I haven't moved them yet. So that's cool. Yeah, Fallout 4, it's a magical universe filled with many cool things, like vertibirds that follow you around and shoot stuff like attack helicopters. That's a cool mod.